I'm going to go to Sanjay in Leicester. Sanjay, are you there?
Morning. Yeah.
Morning, Sanjay. You're a fairly regular caller into the Asian Network. What do you think about this topic? Were you watching the Facebook Live yesterday?
No, I didn't, but I understand everything you're saying. I do want to say that before social media, people didn't know much about Islam or how it started and how it spread. Because of social media, people got more educated about Islam and Muslims. And the thing is,
but there's been plenty of books written. There's no shortage. It's not like academic studies on Islam and didn't exist before Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, but no one felt the need to go and read it, if you know what I mean, back then. But because Muslims keep doing wrong, people are more curious and say, wait.
Well, hold on, Muslims don't keep doing wrong, do they?
I feel it's the intolerant religion which causes nothing but pain to all the non-believers around the world.
And when did you? Okay, look, I'll tell you what. These views are hugely controversial, and we could spend all morning picking them apart. What I want to do is put the views to a side for a second. When did you first start feeling like that? What was the moment that you started having those beliefs about Islam?
Well, I think when I was, to be honest with you, I must have been about 12 or 13.
And how old are you now? What year was that?
Back in early 90s. But what I'm saying is,
so that was before social media, was it?
Well, yeah, way before that.
and how did, so when you started having these beliefs about Islam, that, like you say, you believe that it's an intolerant religion. Obviously, the vast majority of Muslims would strongly oppose that. But when you started having those thoughts, how did you kind of let them out? How did you used to express them in the 90s before social media used to exist?
Back then, we never used to express them. We used to tell our mates. I even had a Muslim mate who used to admit it as well with me. He used to say, yeah, Sanj, you're right, yeah, but they never actually expressed it out, because you would notice in the 90s Muslims used to hang in gangs and...
Sure, no, I'm talking about you, Sanjay. I want to talk about you and your views and how you used to express them. What you used to have. Did you used to have a group of friends that you used to talk to about it?
Well, yeah, I grew up with Muslims, yeah, so I know exactly how they...
So all you're saying, did you not have other friends who were not Muslim who had the same views as you?
I used to have white friends, and when I used to hang out with them, the Muslims used to say, why are you hanging out with the white? But back then I was innocent. I didn't realise the difference of colour of skin, because I'm a born Hindu. It teaches us to respect everyone.
Right. Sanjay, we're getting off topic, mate. What I'm asking you is, who did you used to talk about before social media? Who did you used to talk to about your views on Islam? Who else that used to share those views that you used to talk to?
No one. We used to keep it bottled up. We didn't really talk about it at all until people start really talking. Then you feel like the need. Okay, now everyone's doing. Why not just tell everyone how you feel? That's how it started. And you just said earlier the vast majority are peaceful Muslims. How come they're never there to condemn it?
Well, they are. I think that's just a simple fact. There's a simple fact.
Yeah. Is it that I'm ringing in and you're just going to dictate what I say now?
No. Absolutely not. But we're gonna have a discussion, and I'm gonna come back to you on points that you make where most people would say you're just simply factually wrong. But look, let's try and have a nuanced discussion here. Hold on a minute, Sanjay.
Sorry, when I say that Muslims don't do enough to condemn, all I'm saying, they don't do enough. I never said they don't condemn. People ringing in and saying it's wrong, that's not strong enough.
What should they be doing?
They should be going out on the streets and creating stuff, because I know if there were Hindu groups doing that, I would be the first out there. So what you're doing, I would be creating.
There are Hindu groups out there. There's groups like the RSS. There's been plenty of communal attacks. How many marches have you organised?
That's in one Hindu country which has been raped by a Muslim for 400. Of course they're going to exist. RSS. They have to protect themselves.
Right. So you're giving the similar. Look, this is the kind of discussion I didn't want to get into, because it's going to turn into a kind of oppositional thing between me and you. What I want to know about, what I want to hear from you though, is about the evolution of your views and how you began to express them, and the role social media may or may not have played in disseminating those views. So
I'll tell you. There was one incident in 2000. I was with my Muslim friend playing basketball, and then a group of Muslims came up in a car.
No. I'm not asking you why you started thinking what you started thinking. I want to know how you started expressing it. So when did you start? Are you now someone who actively posts on social media?
Oh, I don't know. I don't waste my energy on things like that. It's ridiculous. I did a couple of times make a comment a couple of years ago on BBC Asian Network, but you lot took it off because you couldn't take it. But there was no swearing as well. But
and so now what? Now you don't make any comments on Facebook pages?
I just ring in now, mate. I don't really bother with all that. It's too much hassle, and I'm too busy working, so I really don't have too much time. Like,
and why do you think so many other people are making these comments on social media then?
Because when they feel like something is wrong and they can't go on the streets, especially white British, they can't really talk about it on the streets because they're branded racist. Then they have to let it out somewhere else. So they go home and then they feel more comfortable letting it on the internet because they don't know who it is, so they hide behind names. So they're worried about things just to say things because they're going to be branded racist straight away, or Islamophobic. And now it's even come to the point where people are feared because obviously almost going to be a crime to even say anything, even though there's still freedom of speech.
Well, Sanjay, I think, stay on the line. I mean, I do think, to be fair, that we've seen a rising number of on-street Islamophobic incidents as well. So it's clearly not the case that people are so inhibited about expressing their views. Stay on the line. I want to bring in...
I've never seen that on the video, though. I've never seen it. I mean, people keep saying there's a rise in Islamophobia, but I've never seen people report it.
Well, I mean, the Metropolitan Police have, said it. There's all kinds of... I mean, the CPS have said it. Yeah. I mean, unless we're going to get into some kind of global conspiracy in which the police, the CPS, and the Home Office are all in on it to try and... I mean, for example, here's some stats from the CPS that said, that's the Crown Prosecution Service. It says that they've prosecuted 15,000 hate crimes, which is a nearly 5% increase on the previous year. So, I think absolutely, it's wrong, really, factually, to say that the kind of hate crime and Islamophobic hate crime hasn't been on the rise in the real world. But look, stay on the line, Sanjay. We're going to come back to you. I want to go to one of my guests, Secretary General of South Leeds Community Alliance, Gohar Almas Khan. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
What do you think about what you're listening to Sanjay? Sanjay's been saying that people are expressing views on social media because there's no platform for them to express these views in the real world because they'll be branded racist. And this is their last refuge, really.
Opinion is one thing, I can disagree with people. I can agree with people to disagree with them. That's one thing. But being if you like, disrespectful and hurting other people's feeling, it's a form of bullying. So bullying is not.
Let's put that to Sanjay. Sanjay,
I was just going to say, why do Muslims feel so offended though? Because you really need to realise you're human beings on earth, and we're in Britain. Why is it that when people criticise Islam so much, when you know that there's issues with it, why do you get so offended and then you use racism? First you use racism, Islam is not a race, and then you say, look, you got to be open-minded about this. If people were criticising Hinduism, I would want to know why, and then we'll talk about it. But I would never get angry or any violence, or there would be nothing like that. So people just need to be more open-minded, and you have to understand why people are talking about Islam all the time. Because you got to understand they're having so many kids to take over the UK. That's one of their mission, to overpopulate.
Right. So it's I mean, here we go. All right, Gohar, come back on that.
I mean, that statement just says it all. To be perfectly honest, I don't need to say anything else. But where did you get your fact from? Where does this fact come from?
I'll tell you where I got it from. If you look around and how Muslims go into a country, they're given so much freedom, then they overpopulate. Like India now, they've ended up with over 200 million Muslims there. Now, if Hindus say anything, they're intolerant. I'm just giving you an example.
All right, Sanjay. Well, look, I'm a Muslim and I haven't got any kids, so there you go. Let's not get drawn into this. But Gohar, Sanjay's point about the kids is rather nonsensical. I don't think many people are going to agree with that. But what I do think he has a point on that I'd like to hear your thoughts on is do you think that there's that actually these comments, there's a need for us to allow people to express these kind of views online so that we can hear them and so that we can engage with them?
Well, how can you engage with these kind of views? I mean, this is just misinformation and disinformation on media, to be honest, exaggerated views like that. For example, he's talking about 200 million Muslims living like class system and so on.
We might actually be discussing...
No other religion does that. So if I say something like that, surely that's a bit disrespectful because that would hurt him. And that's wrong. But at the same time...
You just did say it, to be fair, didn't you? You just did say it.
I was just basically, sort of telling him in a way...
You're being a troll back, weren't you? You're being a troll back.
This is how it feels. No, this is how it feels. That's what I'm trying to say to him. That's how when people attack Muslims all the time, not just once, I'm getting a bit sick and tired of it. It's just becoming a favorite pastime of British nation, just to hurt Muslim and be Islamophobic.
Sanjay, let's put that to Sanjay.
Why are you targeting one religion?
Sanjay, I mean, there is a caste system in Hinduism. It's a formalized structure that differentiates between people of Aryan heritage and Dravidian heritage fundamentally, that goes back to the Aryan invasion of India.
Can I defend what he says, please, if that's okay?
Go for it.
Okay, yeah. All I want to say is Hinduism is not a religion, it's a dharma which is over 15,000 years old, and this is a fact. Now, it's a concept of science, meditation, yoga. Now, these caste systems is a cultural thing, and I'm completely against it. And he talks about Hindus...
Just like most Muslims are against violence and terrorism.
Hindus are not a problem around the world. Remember that. Hindus are not a problem around the world. They're only protecting Bharat, which Arabs invaded for 1,400 years from Saudi Arabia. That's the only thing they're trying to do.
Well, they're burning Muslims alive in.
What if Hindus went to Saudi Arabia?
Right. I'm getting this is. I feel this discussion is going round and round and round in circles. What I want to do is I want to open it up to the public, and I want to know what your views are. Have you experienced Islamophobic comments online?
To defend, Islam, and also to where they are in the wrong. Also put, the people right who are ringing in and trying to say that a lot of these things don't happen in Islam, which a lot of things do happen. When nobody's perfect, no faith is perfect. Far from it. A lot of religions are far from perfect, right? Especially Hinduism and your last.
Everyone has their flaws.
That one caller you had, that Sanjay, who actually hates Islam in any way. He would ring in even if something really, really good happened in Islam, he would ring in and actually find something wrong with it. So his opinion has no value whatsoever because he just hates Muslims, full stop. Right? I don't hate nobody. I don't have a problem with anybody. Where people are in the wrong, they're in the wrong. But when it comes to Islam, it's always portrayed in a negative way. Even for the most simplest thing, that like we do something wrong, or somebody commits somebody goes out there and actually grooms girls, they're just labelled by their face or which madrasa they went to,
and that's problematic because that's got nothing to do with their face.
If a what's called a non-Muslim person does something, he'll just be labelled as a 43-year-old male or a 50-year-old male or whatever. His faith won't come into it.
Right, Rob. So a question for you then: what do you think when you heard Gurj saying that actually he thinks mainstream media, which you believe is so anti-Muslim, when he believes... Let me finish the question, right? Yeah. Gurj is saying that the media that you think is anti-Muslim is actually pro-Muslim, and it's only on social media that he believes he can find the truth out about Muslims.
Well, the thing is, right, what he's saying is completely wrong, and I found that a lot of, like I say, Hindus and Sikh callers that call in will always say the opposite to what's really happening to us actual Muslims. We Muslims are the ones who feel the actual pain, not them. I ring in and always defend Hindus and Sikhs when some topic comes on, because when I genuinely feel that they've been done over, I ring in and try to defend, because I'm a firm believer that I think live and let live. I don't particularly like some people, but I still ring in and say, yes, this shouldn't have happened to them, or I feel sorry for them, or whatever. But some of the callers that you've had, right, including actually Gurj, who say, well, I don't think nothing's really hardly happening to them. I'm actually disgusted that he thinks that. He can't say that. I'll tell you why he can't say that. He's not a Muslim to actually feel the pain.
Well, there's been a bomb blast in Pakistan today that killed, that's killed over a dozen people.
It should be Muslims ringing in, and their opinion should matter, because they're the ones who feel it at this end. I get looked at in a different way because of the way some of the stuff is actually portrayed in the media.
All right, Rob. Well, I hope you feel that I hope you feel like you've had your say now. Thank you for contributing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.